Hey, Lon, what are the lifestyle advantages of going passive instead of active?
Well, I think it depends a little bit on the segment that you're in right now, Nick.
Mm.
So if you are currently an active landlord who's dealing with tenants and coordinating maintenance, it's going to be a quantum leap forward in your quality of life,
Mm.
not having to worry about any of those distractions anymore. And in almost all of the scenarios that we look at with active investors, we're usually able to create more wealth for their family over the next 10 years investing with us than they would be if they kept the existing rental that they've got. If you're an active investor that you own the properties, but you've got a property manager, as long as you've got a great property manager and they're doing a good job, you're being insulated from a lot of the nonsense, but you still got to supervise the property manager. And over a couple decades, I've had many of them I've had to work with. Because sometimes they only work for like a year or two, then they stop working out great. Like a lot of other contractors, you got to like find a new one. You make a mistake, you got to interview somebody else, and you're double checking the work, and it's a big distraction.
Mm.
So getting that out of your life can really make things better for you and for your spouse. Often it's not so much the lead investor that I hear the relief coming from, it's the spouse of the lead investor who's tired of all the distraction, or the worry of the spouse that if something ever happens to, the spouse is doing all the work with the investment and they were disabled and they weren't able to do it, I'd have to suddenly start doing it. I don't know even where to start. Very stressful for a lot of people, and we can take a lot of that stress and make all that go away. A third example of the type of people that we help are people who are not real estate investors currently. They're just in the stock and bond market, but they know that they're missing out an essential piece of the tripod of a well-balanced portfolio, but they're busy professionals. They don't have the time or desire to go buy an apartment building. This gives them a way to participate in the real estate market without all of the brain damage, so we can kind of be the easy button for them. So depending on which of the three perspectives you're looking at the problem at, we can solve the problem for you in many different ways.
That's a fantastic answer. We've had a lot of investors who were formerly active investors that have decided to go passive. What piece of advice would you give an active investor who is considering the same thing?
Well, the thing that held me back for a long time is I kept thinking, well, I could do it better myself than anybody else can. And if I have somebody else do it for me, I won't make as much money or won't be as reliable. And what I found is that that's just not the case. The quality of the passive investments I found over the last 6 years have been actually quite a lot better than anything I could buy in Denver. I think there's another trap that people fall into. Well, I've had this property for a while. I know it really well. I refinanced it in 2021. I got a 3% mortgage. I need to hold on to this for the rest of my life. And if you're in that situation, call us. We only need 5 or 6 pieces of financial information about your property, and I will model it out for you if you were just to hold it for the next 10 years versus if you sold it, paid the capital gains, and invested in stock market, our income fund, or our long-term fund. I can show you all the alternatives so that your family will have all the business facts they need to make a well-informed decision about their financial future. And the answer may be keep the rental property, but at least you'll know that you checked.
Those portfolio analyses are great opportunities for all of our investors. We've done dozens and dozens of them, maybe hundreds. And
Yeah, probably at this point.
Fantastic opportunities to help our investors make that guided business decision by attaching those numbers to their thinking process. So this is Nick and Lon with Ironton Capital, your passive investing specialists, helping you guys, our investors, go passive. If you'd like to book a call with us, feel free to go to irontoncapital.com/go passive, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.